next guest as a lady wrestler, Liberty Bell from the show Glow. Now she joins Star-Lord himself, Chris Pratt, in the new sci-fi action movie, The Tomorrow War. It premieres July 2nd on Amazon Prime Video. Please welcome Betty Gilpin. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
You are not in Maui. You are here in filthy Los Angeles.
I'm sadly not in Maui.
Did you see that car on fire outside in the back?
I did. Really cool atmosphere. Very edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. We sometimes hand out marshmallows on a stick to the guests as they enter, but
I bet those are toxic.
You'll get those on the way out, I'm
okay.
sure. So you were supposed to be here, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, on March 16th, 2020.
Yeah.
That was the first show we canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, I took it personally. Yeah.
And your movie had come out like that weekend. Which movie was that you were promoting?
So, just to back up, Jimmy, my narrative as an actor was that I basically struggled for, just didn't get parts for like a decade. A lot of sobbing in traffic. And, you know, working a little, doing, you know, black box plays about confusing war metaphors that no one saw, and kind of going home and being like, dear journal, maybe one day I'll star in a movie. And then I did, and that movie came out on March 13th, 2020.
Wow. And so, I guess, what was that in the theater, like, for, like, 3 days?
Yeah, no brag, it was in theaters for 3 days.
And then they didn't, like, it didn't get to finish being in theaters when he came back.
No, but I think for failing for so long felt like a superpower. I think if it had happened when I was just starting out, I would have been airlifted to the self-pity hospital.
Right.
But I don't know. It made me. I was like, it was in theaters for 3 days longer than I ever thought it would happen. So, yeah.
You feel you've been hardened? Is that what's happened?
Yeah. Inside, I'm a wizened old 65-year-old circus performer.
You had a lot of theater and things that people weren't seeing. This was in New York.
Yes. Dead body on Law and Order, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. That's like one of the rites of passage as far as actors in New York go.
Yeah, for sure.
So, did you have like a job or a regular job at that time, or what were you doing?
I mean, jobs here and there. It was a lot of time to wander around New York. I believe the term is high as balls. There was a lot of stoned walks.
Walking, I see.
Yes, a lot of walking. And I have this problem where I can't control my face. I think that I'm giving the face of what I feel constantly inside, which is like, sorry, thank you, sorry. But instead, my face is doing, I'm gonna kill your pets. So I was giving that face on these high as balls walks, and there was this group of girls who I would always pass who sat on a stoop near my apartment, and they were sitting presumably across from their school on their lunch, and I would just always give them accidental, I'm gonna kill your pets face. And I could just feel their anger and hatred for me rising and rising until one day it came to a head where I looked up and one of the girls said, what are you looking at? And I said, I'm looking at you, in a way I thought was like, sister, I've soil, Shavasana, I see you. But it didn't come off that way, apparently. And instead it came off like, I'm looking at you. And they, as a group, the 5 of them, rose like the dead bodies, the White Walker bodies in the Jon Snow battle, and encircled me. And this is where it gets dark. I got jumped, no brag.
They beat you.
They knocked me to the ground, punched me, kicked me in the stomach. I was sobbing. New Yorkers just literally stepping over me. And then I did something that Tony Soprano would not be proud of. I was like, I'm gonna tell on them because they have to be stopped. They're dangerous. So I marched across the street to this school and went inside. I couldn't breathe, was crying so hard, all disheveled. And I said to the woman at the front desk, picture like a Margot Martindale type.
Okay.
I was like, a group of your students just assaulted me. They pushed me to the ground. They kicked me. They are dangerous and they need to be stopped. And this woman put her hand on her chin and looked at me. And I just saw her whole life go through her face. And she said 5 words that changed my life forever. She said, honey, This is a preschool. So when you have that kind of trauma, a movie being canceled doesn't really register.
I see. All right, yeah, you're tough. You're New York tough.
Yeah. It doesn't faze me. A car on fire. I lit that car on fire.
You were in this movie with Chris Pratt. When did you shoot this movie?
Oh God. Before everything crumbled. 2019. I don't remember, Jimmy.
You play Chris's wife?
I play Chris Pratt's wife.
Character's wife? Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an action movie, I know.
It's an action movie.
Scenes?
Yeah. So it's about Chris Pratt plays this science teacher who gets drafted to go time travel to the future to fight aliens. I play his therapist wife, and the movie kind of follows the therapist's wife as she's sort of dealing with. No, the movie follows Chris as he goes to the future. I stay in the past. Yeah. But you're always kind of wondering, like, what does Emmy think about this? But you never find out.
You were supposed to play Ann Coulter.
Yes.
I don't know what you would call the witch from cable television.
Yes. Ann Coulter.
You were supposed to play her in like this big movie, right?
Yes, this was another COVID disappointment. So I was supposed to play Ann Coulter in American Crime Story, the Monica Lewinsky story.
Right.
And because of COVID, the schedule didn't work out, and so it's just one of those things. But the big disappointment was that I had spent a year listening to Ann Coulter audiobooks in the car to get her voice down. It came as a shock that in the apocalypse, being an actor is not an essential worker, and you don't have any skills that are usable at all. So I was just kind of shuffling around in stained pajamas.
Do you still
doing
do Ann Coulter? Can you do Ann Coulter?
I do, and it's just in a vacuum.
Well, I would. I mean, this. You know, we could use a good vacuuming.
Okay. Well, she has a lot of. She's, I would say, divisive. So I'll do some.
Do you need us to set the stage or anything like that? Maybe some lighting.
Yeah, sure.
A broom or something. Some horns.
That would be great. Yeah, it's like the airlifted Wicked style. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Milk, lemonade. Around the corner, fudge is made. Stick your finger up the hole. Now you have a Tootsie Roll. Stick your finger twice as far and still talking. Now you have a Hershey bar.
Wow. Very good. By the way, not that far from Owen Wilson, really, either.
Yeah, we're all cheekbony pilgrim people. We're all the same.
The Tomorrow War premieres July 2nd on Amazon Prime Video. Betty Gilpin, thank you, Betty.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
It's Spice. If you like that video, click subscribe, and we'll be together until one of us dies.